Welcome back. In this video we are going to explore Warrior 3. So our little sequence, I'm going to call it Warrior Dance, okay? So we're going to do Warrior 1, Warrior 2, Warrior 3 and a reverse warrior, okay? Probably be the triangle in there as well, just because it fits in nice with some of the other poses, but we will tie that together. So virabhadrasana 3, it's a little bit more balanced, okay? That's why we did the tree pose at the start, just to get you familiar with the balance aspect. But Warrior 3 is a little bit different. We're coming to it from Tadasana for this instance. In the sequence, we're probably coming to it from a lunge. Okay? Yeah. So, who are toes together, heels slightly apart. Let's take hands to heart center here. I'll take you straight into Warrior 3 and then I'll explain what I see. It might be easier to explain while I'm doing it. So hands to heart center. We're just going to shift the weight into the right foot, nice and light on the left toes. Okay, let's take the drishti, the gaze, soft off the tip of the nose down to a point on the floor. Okay, we're going to be leaning forward here. So just taking a moment just to settle the breath, settle the gaze, settle the mind. Feel into any little micro movements and management going on through the legs. When we're ready, just gently lift that left knee up. We're going to exhale. We're going to lean forward from the heart. We're going to take that left foot back. So we've got the foot flexed. Okay, so the left toes are pointing down to the floor. We want to try and keep the hips level here. Okay, hands can stay to heart center. You can take the hands back towards the hips. You can shoot the arms out in front if you wish. I prefer to stay with hands to heart center. Little bend in that standing leg's fine. Again, pushing that back heel down, so like you're kicking down the wall behind you. Okay, nice and strong. Shoulders flat. Again, what I tend to see, most people lift that left hip. Okay, so our hips are kind of facing off at an angle. Okay, we want to try and square the chest, the hips, and that back foot pointing down towards the floor. Okay, it really changes the dynamic of the pose. Now we've got half moon, which is stacking the hips. That's the difference here. That's why I teach it in the downward dogs as well, hips level, and then that bend the knee and open up the hip. There is a difference between the poses. The heart reaching forward, shoulders retracting here. Sorry, I lost track there. Crown of the head reaching off the top of the mat. We're not lifting the chin, we're not tucking the chin. Nice and neutral through the spine. It's quite tight on the hamstrings. Nice and strong, nice and rigid. Someone can eat their dinner off your back. So we're not down here. We're not up here. We're aiming over time, because it is just a practice, to find that parallel to the floor. Okay? Gaze soft and focused. Again, clear the mind. The more the eyes are moving around, the more the body's going to move around. The more the brain is moving around, the more the body is going to follow suit. Okay? So yeah, let's come to the top of the mat. Hands to heart center. Shift or drop the weight into the left foot nice and light onto the right toes. Gaze soft off the tip of the nose down just in front of the mat. Inhale right, yeah. Exhale gently leaning forward. Again, nice and slowly with balance poses. Right heel kicking back, heart reaching forward, shoulders gently retracting here. Maybe the hands go back. Heart reaching forward. Nice and neutral through the neck. Good. Inhale coming up. Good. Balance takes time. Don't rush balance. Try and let go of frustration. Okay, we all wobble, we all tumble. Just explore it. Maybe have some blocks either side. You can have your hands, you can just put your hand onto a block if you need to. Have it within reach. Again, maybe more on a hard surface. If you're on a mat, on a carpet, can be a little bit more unstable. So maybe find a hard floor and practice on that. But try and get that tabletop nice and level as much as possible. Try and keep the hips level. So it's the same with the downward dog that I see. You know, that left foot doesn't go as high, but the hips are level. Yeah. But what people tend to do is lift up that foot and stick it up to but the hips are unstable now. Bringing it back there. You've got to bend the knee and open up the hip, sure. But there's a difference. So maybe coming back to your downward dog practice, explore the one foot up, drop it down, lift the other foot up. Explore stacking the hips and bringing the hips back to level so you can start to get that muscle memory. Okay, start to feel into it. I'll do a tabletop in the coming weeks and we can explore that as well. You know, when your hips are level and when you're stacking the hips. But just again, it's when you get the things right in some of the more basic poses, when you come into more of the advanced poses, the foundations are set for you. So that when you come into it, it's muscle memory. You come into your warrior and you instantly know that your hips are level because you practiced it in your downward dog. And you know in downward dog your hips are level, so you know how it feels to get your hips level and lift the foot. Okay? That's why we just go through the fundamentals, we repeat the basics, we get that right in our head, right in the body, how it feels, and then we can take it to the more advanced stages. Dhanyavad. Thank you.